Welcome back, gamers, to a special edition of our channel. Today, we're going to explore the spine-chilling world of gaming as we count down the top 18 scariest video games of all time. Get ready for a heart-pounding journey through terror. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to join our fearless community. Kicking off our bone-chilling list at number 18, we have Dead Space. This atmospheric sci-fi horror game plunges you into the dark corners of a derelict spaceship infested with grotesque creatures. With its intense sound design and strategic dismemberment mechanics, Dead Space is a must-play for horror enthusiasts. Sliding in at number 17, we have Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly. In this spine-tingling Japanese horror game, you explore a haunted village armed only with a camera that captures supernatural entities. The eerie atmosphere, ghostly encounters, and the constant fear of the unknown make Fatal Frame 2 a truly terrifying experience. Now, brace yourselves for number 16, Amnesia, The Dark Descent. In this first-person survival horror game, you awaken in a mysterious castle with no memory of who you are. Armed with only a lantern and your wits, you must navigate through the darkness while avoiding supernatural horrors. Amnesia will keep you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. Moving on to number 15, we have Outlast. Set within the confines of an abandoned asylum, this psychological horror game immerses you in a world of terror. Armed with only a camcorder, you must investigate the asylum's horrors while evading deranged patients and encountering horrifying creatures. Outlast will leave you questioning your own sanity. Prepare yourself for number 14, Silent Hill 2. This iconic survival horror game takes you on a harrowing journey through the fog-covered town of Silent Hill. With its psychological storytelling, disturbing creatures, and haunting ambience, Silent Hill 2 is a masterpiece that continues to haunt players to this day. Creeping in at number 13, we have Resident Evil 7, Biohazard. This game marks the triumphant return to the franchise's survival horror roots. Set in a dilapidated plantation mansion, you face off against a terrifying family infected by a sinister virus. With its immersive first-person perspective and relentless scares, Resident Evil 7 will have you jumping out of your seat. Stepping into number 12, we have PT. Although it was just a playable teaser for a cancelled game, PT left an indelible mark on horror gaming. Developed by Hideo Kojima, this short but unnerving experience traps you in a looping corridor where every turn holds a new terror. PT is a true testament to the power of psychological horror. Now, let's unravel number 11, Alien: Isolation. In this intense survival horror game, you find yourself hunted by the iconic xenomorph aboard a desolate space station. With its relentless AI-driven enemy, Alien: Isolation keeps you on constant edge as you must rely on stealth and resourcefulness to survive. The game's attention to detail and the sense of isolation create an atmosphere of pure dread. Now, it's time for the top 10 scariest video games. Next up at number 10, we have Until Dawn. This interactive survival horror game places you in control of a group of teenagers stranded on a remote mountain during a snowstorm. Your choices directly impact the outcome of the story, leading to multiple branching paths and a variety of terrifying consequences. With its compelling narrative and intense gameplay, Until Dawn is a horror experience like no other. Slithering into number 9, we have Soma. From the creators of Amnesia, Soma takes you on a thought-provoking journey through an underwater research facility filled with unsettling mysteries and existential questions. With its atmospheric world and philosophical narrative, Soma challenges not only your fear but also your very perception of reality. In the 8th spot, we have Condemned: Criminal Origins. Playing as a crime scene investigator, you're thrust into a dark and gritty world where you must track down a serial killer. The game's tense combat and chilling atmosphere make Condemned a standout horror experience. Breaking into the 7th place, we have Layers of Fear. As an artist tormented by his own psyche, you navigate through a constantly shifting mansion filled with disturbing imagery. Layers of Fear masterfully plays with your perception, leaving you in a state of constant unease and anticipation. Climbing up to number 6, we have Dead by Daylight. This asymmetrical multiplayer horror game pits a group of survivors against a ruthless killer. With its intense cat-and-mouse gameplay and a roster of iconic horror villains, Dead by Daylight delivers endless thrills and keeps you on the edge of your seat. Reaching the 5th spot, we have Resident Evil 2 Remake. This reimagined classic plunges you into the zombie-infested Raccoon City. With its stunning visuals, nail-biting gameplay, and relentless pursuit by the terrifying Mr. X, Resident Evil 2 Remake revitalizes the horror genre and brings new nightmares to life. Descending into the fourth place, we have Outlast 2. In this sequel to the original Outlast, you step into the shoes of a journalist investigating a cult in a remote village. With its relentless pursuit, grotesque imagery, and a deeply unsettling narrative, Outlast 2 will leave you trembling in fear. Now for the top 3. At number 3, we have Silent Hill. This groundbreaking survival horror game introduced us to the foggy town of Silent Hill, plagued by nightmarish creatures and a haunting atmosphere. With its psychological storytelling, unforgettable monsters, and haunting sound design, Silent Hill remains a timeless horror masterpiece. Holding the second position, we have Resident Evil 4. This game revolutionized the survival horror genre with its over-the-shoulder perspective and intense action-packed gameplay. As Leon Kennedy, you're sent to a rural village infested with mind-controlled villagers and unspeakable horrors. Resident Evil 4 is a true classic that balances fear and adrenaline in the most thrilling way. And now, claiming the number 1 spot, we have a game that will give you nightmares for weeks, Five Nights at Freddy's: Help Wanted. This game is a virtual reality experience that takes you through all of the terrifying animatronic-filled levels from previous Five Nights at Freddy's games. As you try to survive, you must deal with the panic-inducing jump scares and creepy, claustrophobic environments. What makes this game even more terrifying is the added immersion of virtual reality, which puts you right in the center of the horror. Five Nights at Freddy's: Help Wanted is the epitome of horror and a must-play for anyone looking to push themselves to the limits of fear. And there you have it, the top 18 scariest video games that will leave you trembling and sleepless. Did your favorite make the list? What other horror games do you think deserve a spot? Let me know in the comments below. Remember, play these games at your own risk, and until next time, stay fearless,